Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related. Please, people, apologies on the lateness, but what does Madame Matisse say? Lateness is greatness. It's really not, but it sounds fire. Big up to Matisse every single time. Big up to everybody who's supporting Sarcasm City TV in whatever capacity. As always, it's much love to everyone who is watching, everyone who's listening on the audio platforms. Please make sure you bump up the likes on the video, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back. Bump up the likes. Let's hit that like button. Please share this across all of the socials as well. And on top of those two things, actually make sure you share this across all the social media apps you are active on. Obviously, follow at Sarcasm City TV across Twitter and Instagram. And on top of those things, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV as well. Hit that notification bell. It is rolled to 8,000 subscribers, people. A lot to discuss with Manchester United, as always. Harry Maguire to have talks with Ten Hag over its future. We got the Onana. It was dubbed the Onana week. I think it was it Fabrizio Romano who said that, or somebody else who stated that the Onana deal should be done this week. And I'm sure some other news will break, and I'm sure you lot will have other questions for me as well. Fred could be leaving. Obviously, there's the Hoyland links to Manchester United, Amrabat, even though that seems to have gone quiet as well. Big up to my guy Eddie, says hit the like as you enter, people. Subscribe if you're new. Big up my guy Eddie. Large up to Dennis, says big up everyone in the chat. Flawless back in Manchester from holidays. What you saying? I'm blessed. Hope you're good. Big up Tyrell Gunner, who says big up Flawless. Large up to you as well. Already at 17 likes, so big up, man. You man, listen, let's bump that up. Let's get up to 20 likes. Let's get up to 20 likes. And let's hit that subscribe button as well. Get us to 7,155. We're four short of the first subscriber mark, people. But yeah, we'll start with the main topic, which is indeed Harry Maguire. So reports came out today. I believe it was today anyway, that Harry Maguire is set to have talks with Erik Ten Hag once he returns to preseason training, which I believe is next week, and over his future. Here's the thing is, I have no issue with Harry Maguire wanting to have talks with Erik Ten Hag. I have no issue with Harry Maguire wanting to fight for his place. I have no issue with him wanting to stay at the football club, because it's not on Harry Maguire to get Harry Maguire out of Manchester United Football Club. It's on Manchester United to get Harry Maguire out of Manchester United Football Club. We all know that's best. He's fifth choice for a reason. Like I stated yesterday on Saeed's channel, shout out to Saeed. If he does indeed stay, I wouldn't be too fussed, because even though I want him to leave, I won't be too fussed if he did indeed stay, because we barely see him. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, he barely. I just laughing at Eddie's comment. He says, "Talk about what? Get that bum the fuck up out of here." I hate you, Eddie, in regards to get him out of here. But like I said, that's not on Harry Maguire to get Harry Maguire out of the club. This is on the club to move ruthless, like they did with David De Gea, which I'm going to give my thoughts on again as well. That's another topic I forgot about. And get Harry Maguire moved on. If he wants to stay and fight for his place, we should be like, nah, you're moved on. He's fifth choice for a reason. He's behind Lisandro Martinez, Rafael Varane, Victor Lindelof, and Luke Shaw. Your fifth choice, and we're looking at another centre-back. We're looking at Axel Diassi. So then that would make him sixth choice centre-back. We're barely going to see him. We are barely going to see him. We barely seen him last season. How many games did he play 3 times in a row? Like, take out the start of the season, because I think he started the first couple. I don't even know if that was 3, but I barely remember him playing. Barely remember him. Very similar to McTominay. And he has been working, I believe, with Ricardo Carvalho. For those that don't know, he's a centre-back who was at Chelsea. He was also at Porto as well, played at Real Madrid. Very, very good centre-back, Portuguese centre-back. And he's been trying to improve his game. And again, that's all well and good. But I think some Manchester United fans are directing their energy in the wrong place. This is not on Harry Maguire. Same way when Phil Jones was here, it wasn't on Phil Jones. Phil Jones wasn't the one who was offering himself new contracts. No, Manchester United chose to do that. We have to look at the club. We have to focus on the club. And that's what it is with Harry Maguire. The same way we've moved on David De Gea. Because if it was up to David De Gea, he would still be here. We offered him a contract. It was agreed. Then we pulled out of that deal. We took that deal away. That's on us. And this is the same with the Harry Maguire situation. We could easily, if we really wanted to get rid of him, pay him off. I seen something saying it was a 50 million. We've put a 50 million valuation on him. That's unrealistic. That's just nonsense. That's the biggest issue. If let's say, for example's sake, that is true. How true that is, don't know. But let's say hypothetically that is the case, and it's 50 million for Harry Maguire. That's ridiculous. You're not getting 50 million for him. You better halve that and go less. You better now. If Manchester United were to put a 20 million valuation on him, I think we could get that. And that makes it much more possible that he does indeed move. And like I said, pay off his contract as well. We got to cut our losses. If we have to take 20 million, if we have to take 10 million and pay him 10 million in terms of the rest of his contract, do that. This is on the football club. This is not on Harry Maguire whatsoever. Like I said, let's focus our attention on who is to blame if he is indeed still here. And to me, that's on the club. It's not on him whatsoever. It's not on him. People can talk about him wanting to play, but he enjoys being at Manchester United. I don't think he's happy about being fifth choice. That's why there's talks, but it's time to move him on. Him being captain or not being captain, like it's time. It's up, like it's time to move him on. Dennis, don't worry, I'll get to the De Gea situation as well. Big up the bad guy, sorry, who says Arsenal fan here, but my point of view, Manchester United can't get back to the level of winning titles with players like Maguire still at the club. I hear your point to an extent, but like I said, he barely plays. That's why I don't worry about him. Very similar, I'll say it again, to Scott McTominay. We barely seen Scott McTominay. That's why he wasn't a topic of conversation. That's why he wasn't criticized heavily. In terms of moving these players on, it's more about wages. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I look at it. It's more about clearing them wages and getting some form of money back. And if we were to sign, let's say it is Axel Diassi, I don't know too much about him. That's your five. Cool. Your five would be Martinez, Varane, Lindelof, Shaw, Diassi, or whoever's new. That's a good five. Like, moving on, it's time to move these players on. Your Maguires, Freds, McTominays. I throw Dalot in the mix, Martial, Sancho. These players are not good enough. These players are not good enough. It's time to move on. And the bad guy says, big up to you, man. Work rate is unmatched. Big up, man. Much appreciated. And Jeff says, big up, Flawless. That stream that you did with Saeed and Double A was mad. Yeah, the Unfiltered podcast. Make sure you go check that out, people. Make sure you go and check it out. It was nuts. It was crazy. It really, really was. Let's bump up these likes as well, man. We're at 25. Let's get us up to 30 likes. Continue to get your questions in as well. Don't forget, link for the membership is in the pinned comment. And if you do indeed super chat, I will get straight to your comment or your question as well. In regards to Dennis, who says, Flawless, how you feeling about the De Gea departure? I know you all over the world. In what sense would you mean you know me all over the world? Like, you're going to have to say that again. I'm confused. But before I get to that, let me get to the super chat from Mike. Big up to Mike. Mike's my guy. You know why? Because him and Hassam on Battle of the North last week had a phenomenal debate. It was great. Hey, Mike, you was punching back, Mike. Mike was in there bobbing and weaving. Just catching man with shots in it. On the inside, body shots, the whole nine, uppercut, straights, right hands. Big up to you, Mike. He says, they put 50 million so people won't offer, similar to Mason Mount. United realistically know he's worth 30 million, so they'll negotiate down. Big up for the super chat. What is the source, Mike, in regards to the 50 million? Because I did see that, but I can't remember the source off the top of my head. If somebody knows, please let me know in regards to where that 50 million valuation has come from, because I'm not sure. United realistically know he's worth 30 mil, so they'll negotiate down. I don't even think he's worth 30 mil. That's the thing is, I think if Fred is 20, 25, and you got Dean Henderson who's being valued at like 20, Maguire's like 10. Has Maguire had a good season for Manchester United? How many years has he been here? 4? Is it 2019? Somebody let me know. In them 4 years he's been here, how many good seasons has he had? And I was having this conversation about Jadon Sancho last week. It might have been on a ManDem United, or it might have been a Q&A. And I was saying he's been there 2 years and hasn't had a good season, and his value's dipped. So what's Maguire's value? He hasn't had a good season. So yeah, I can't see us getting 50 million, but maybe it is at 50 million, like you said, to negotiate down. But I would just put, it's just about getting rid. It's not about the money. It's about getting rid, because we've got so many players to get rid of. If we get rid of all the players we're supposed to get rid of, you're bringing in 100 million to then spend on the rest of the team if needs be. You have that because we got like 15 players, I think, that was named on that list, or 15 players we could wait, RJ, that's random. I'll get to that. We have 15 players we could get rid of. Say we get 10 million for each player. It's 150 million. That can then go and invest in 2 to 3 players. Adding on top what we've already got, like signing Mount, being in for Onana, being in for Højlund, Amrabat, potentially, or another midfielder, Diassi, or another centre back. And what I like about all them signings, right down the spine of the team, as much as I'm against Mason Mount, it's down the spine of the team. Onana, spine of the team. Højlund, spine of the team. Axel Diassi, spine of the team. Amrabat, spine of the team. Because we really, really need to improve the spine of the team. Obviously, there's other areas as well, but that's most important. I like the fact we was linked with Frimpong as well, because I want a right back and a left back. But I just like that. But yeah, Mike, big up for the super chat, man. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Oh, yeah, Jeff. Yeah. It was crazy. Big up Flawless. That stream you did with Saeed AA was mad. Jack says the ending was a major pause. Laughing my ass off. Big up Flawless. Oh, it was hilarious. Please keep all your comments and questions Manchester United related, please, people. We got Doing the Most at midnight tonight, UK time, and we'll discuss all the transfers as well. Hey, big up to Mikey, says from Laurie Whitwell. He gets info from the club. Okay, he's fairly reliable then. So yeah, 50 million. Hopefully it is to negotiate down to half that or even less than half. I'm with that 110%. Flawless, how you feeling about the De Gea departure? Get back to this from Dennis the Great. Over the moon. De Gea had to be moved on. It was more important to get De Gea out of the team than it was Harry Maguire. Because Harry Maguire wasn't starting. You know what I'm saying? Getting rid of first teamers who are not good enough is much more important than getting rid of squad players who aren't good enough. Obviously, they're both important and you want to get rid of both without doubt. But removing pieces from the first team. De Gea was the first choice goalkeeper. He had number 1 on his back. Any game we played, he's number 1. So now we remove him and replace him with Onana or another goalkeeper. How much could that help Manchester United improve? It's all about, like I was saying on Troops' podcast, major improvements. That's what it is. And that's what we need to be doing, both offensively and defensively from a goalkeeper perspective. So as important as it is to get rid of a Fred, to get rid of a McTominay, to get rid of a Maguire, just use those 3 as examples. It's more important to get players out of the first team who are not good enough. This is why I wanted a new central midfielder. I like Eriksen, but we needed a major improvement in that area. Is that Mount, in my opinion? No, but we could still go and sign another central midfielder who is a major improvement in that area. Højlund would be a major improvement because we didn't have a striker this past summer. I mean, this past season. Martial's can't stay fit, always injured, and even when he plays, he's not good enough. I think injuries have taken his toll. And that's it. He's the one senior striker we have. So just a functioning, mobile, decent striker is a major improvement in that area. We need bare minimum 2 strikers. Bare minimum 2 strikers. We really, really do. RJ says, Flawless, you low-key 27 years old. I wish I was 27 years old, RJ, but big up, man. Appreciate it. I wish I was. And Mike, big up again for the super chat. Yuvraj says, Manchester United and Inter are set to finalize the agreement for Onana. Confirmed. The 2 clubs will complete the deal in the next hours. No changes on the figures. 42 million pounds plus 5 million in add-ons. Hey, I'm with that. 100, and that's from Rudy Galletti. Not sure how reliable Rudy Galletti is, but I'm all for it. Killer Bossman 187, what username says, similar to Arsenal, they could have sold Ainsley Maitland-Niles for 15 to 20 million, but he stayed and is now leaving for free. How long has Maguire got left on his contract? We give him a long ass deal. I think it was 6 years. It was either 6 or 7 years. So it was either 5 years with an extension or 6 years with an extension. Silly. Should have just gave man 5 years straight. Like, that's it. 4 or 5 years, and that's a max. Why are we tying man down to 7-year deals, 6-year deals? Nonsense. But that's just Manchester United and bad business. Goes hand in hand. Absolute stupidity. That's what it is. RJ says, Manchester United held a meeting with Onana's agents this morning to finalize the contract details. Jano Blessing says, big up Flawless. Do you think Sancho will go this summer or stay this summer as his competition from Anthony and Diallo having an impressive loan at Sunderland? I think he stays because I don't think anybody pays the money Manchester United are looking for. But put it this way, if somebody was hypothetically to drop a £50 million offer for him, I think Manchester United would strongly consider it. But I don't see that happening. I don't see, the most I can see is someone like Dortmund loan. That's what I can see. Definitely is a loan, but I can't see anybody dropping any serious amount for Sancho. But I could be wrong. Big up to RSV, who says, big up, are you satisfied with the Onana transfer? We still need a backup to Casemiro and we need to sign Højlund. Yes, over the moon about the Onana transfer because we needed a new goalkeeper for the longest. We do definitely still need a backup for Casemiro. So that's why I like the Amrabat news, even though it's kind of gone quiet. And we need to sign Højlund. Yes, we need to sign Højlund and another. We really do. Yes, RJ, 110%. 42 plus 5, good deal, to be fair. That's a great deal. I can't believe he's that cheap. Because normally dealing with Italian teams is tough. Like, they're hard, like, in terms of their bargaining. So, over the moon about that. Less than 50 million for a first-choice goalkeeper who not only improves us on paper, but also could get better as well. I'm all for it. How old is Onana? Somebody let me know. Big up Boss Robbo Cut as well. RSV says, what new right centre back do you prefer to sign? I'm not too big of a fan of Diassi. I don't know anything about Diassi. I just know, I believe his profile, he's pacing power. You know I'm saying, I believe he's 6 foot plus. They're technically decent. This is me from what I've been told. I've not watched him. Technically decent, good in the air. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. Like, oh, now it's 27. Oh, yeah. That's a great deal. Because he could legit be our goalkeeper for the next 10 years. He could be here when he's 37. So, yeah, that's a great deal for that price. Inter and AC Milan are broke, so it's easy to deal with them. First. And Eddie says, he's not Maguire, and that's enough. I already know he's better than Maguire without watching him. Diassi isn't pacey, slow. Is he slow? I've been told different, but again, I could have been told wrong. I heard he's quick. But if he's slow, I don't want him in. Like, he's got to be a mobile defender. But in terms of right-sided centre-backs, actually, I like Bella Kotchap from Southampton. If I could sign, I did want Kim Min-jae, and he would have been my preferred option, but for whatever reason, we didn't make an offer. I'd go get Bella Kotchap. I like his profile and watch. Obviously, I mean a lot. I didn't watch him a lot at Southampton, but when I did, I was like, there's a centre back there. I would definitely go and get Bella Kotchap. Cheap as well. He's in the Championship currently, so he's not costing a lot at all. Kaneki, you wilding with that one. You wilding with that. Taza says, bro, Flawless Onana for 43 million is a steal, might be signing in the window. I agree. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. Kaneki says, I want Salisu or Anderson from Palace. I hear you, bro. I hear that. But yeah, I'm with the Onana deal. RSV says, my only concern about Onana is he's quite prone to making mistakes, mainly though trying to collect crosses, and he isn't that good at saving headers. Well, we'll see. I know he's better than De Gea, so we're going to find out. That's one thing I do know. He's an improvement. So any goalkeeper we sign is going to have some form of flaws. So Fardeen says, what do you think about Man United and Ten Hag not signing Onana from Ajax on a free last summer? Nothing about it. He gave everybody enough rope to hang themselves. Who knows what he could have done with De Gea. So I have no issue with us not signing Onana on a free. And getting him for 43 million is a steal. I'm saying, yeah, RJ, keep it football. Manchester United related. I don't know. What are you talking about? I don't know. What are you on about? Like, whatsoever. Before I continue, let's bump up the likes, people. We're at 34 likes. Girls up to 40 likes, people. Girls up to 40 likes. Hit that subscribe button as well. There's over 40 people in here. I know everybody has not subscribed, so make sure you do so. Let's hit that subscribe button, people. We're at 7,150. Looking for 5 new subscribers. Girls up to 7,155 people. Diassi is a good player, but he isn't that mobile. I don't know if he would succeed in the Prem. That being said, I trust Ten Hag. So even if he's not mobile, and that's my preference, if Ten Hag saying get him, go get him. It's a player I've not watched. So, yeah. Oh, see, Mike says here, Onana had already agreed to join Inter in January before we got Ten Hag. That answers your question. To whoever asked why we didn't got Onana on a free. There we go. Who asked it? Let me get back to it. Whoever asked it, I can't even find a comment. But yeah, whoever asked it. But I don't know. But to me, it's a pointless thing. We got him. Well, we've not got him, but he seems to be on his way, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah, you already know, man. Boss Robo says always support the money, man. Love, man. Big up. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Flawless, who you taking if we don't get Hoyland and Greenwood goes on loan? Whoever. Just go sign a striker. Similar to the Onana situation. Like in terms of the goalkeeper. When De Gea was like rumored to be leaving and it was looking like he wasn't going to sign a new deal, I wasn't sat here saying, yeah, bring me Onana, just go get a mobile striker. Because we need at least two. We don't have any strikers. We got Martial, like I said, who's injury prone and injuries have taken his toll and is not good enough. So go get a new striker, whoever that may be. Go get one. Oh, he was under charges. I'm saying he was under charges as well. Onana was in a bad situation last year with doping things on his name. This is the right time because no player has any excuse now. He can truly get rid of anybody. And that's one thing I commend Ten Hag on. Like, he's completely changed the team in a season pretty much, right down the spine. The spine is new. Whether you rate the players or whether you don't, let's say potentially it's Onana, it's Varane Martinez, Casemiro, Mount, Hoyland. It's right down the spine. The only remaining one is Bruno. And then he's got better out of Rashford. You got Garnacho. He's brought in Anthony. He's improved Wan-Bissaka, improved Luke Shaw, who also plays down the spine of the team now, brought in Malacia. It's all improvements. It's all improvements. And that's what it's about. Improving. And we're seeing that. But we still need much more. Because FA Cups and League Cup is there, 110%. We can definitely go and challenge and win both of those trophies. We reach both finals. Champions League, it's all about players staying fit, improving the team, one, our better players staying fit, two, and hoping we get a favorable draw. That's what it is. I ain't saying, oh, this RSV. This is too far. He says, Bella Kotchap could be Van Dijk 2.0 if we actually sign him from Southampton. He could completely elevate our defense. I ain't saying all that. I ain't saying he's going to be Van Dijk 2.0. That's too far for me, but I like him. But no, I'm not going to say he's Van Dijk 2.0. I don't rate him that highly. This is just in. RJ says, Manchester United are in for Zion Suzuki as a new backup goalkeeper. That's from Simon Jones at Mail Sport. Hopefully it's true. We do need a new backup, which would indicate that we would be selling Dean Henderson, which raises funds as well. We got to raise funds. Let's move on these men. Dean Henderson, you know what I'm saying? Like, De Gea's gone. Dean Henderson, Maguire, like McTominay, Fred. Bye. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your services. Time to move on. Big up Shikari says, big up Flawless. How you doing, G? I'm blessed, man. Hope you're good as well, man. Large up every single time. Big up the chat, as always. Big up to Kingsley says, what's up, Flawless? If we sell McTominay and Fred, do you think we need two more midfielders, Mount, Amrabat, and another? So that would leave us with Casemiro, Mount, Bruno, Eriksen, Amrabat. One more. Yeah. I think 6 is enough. Ideally 7, but then that 7th spot could be like an academy player. So you want 6 because you want 2 for every position. Depending on how he's going to play. Is he going to go with a 6 and 2 8s? Will he go with 2 6s and a 10? Will he mix it up? Will it be a 6, 8/10? So he'll mix it up. So yeah, Kings, we definitely need another alongside, like with Amrabat. Go get another quality midfielder to play in that 8. Because Amrabat could be the backup to Casemiro. Then you got Mount, Bruno, Eriksen, all who are 8s. Go get another one as well. That's what I would say. Go get another one. Chinlu says, Flawless, what's your opinion on how United would play as an attacking force this coming season, as is with new attackers coming? What do you mean? You're going to have to elaborate on this, Chinlu. I'm unsure as to what you mean. I'll get back to it. Just let me know as to what. Mike says, I'm actually glad we are not buying too many players at once. Just look at Chelsea. You need to buy in parts so you get players accustomed to the tactics. I'm all about buying players that make sense. Like Onana makes sense. And Mount, even though I don't like the signing for the way Ten Hag is trying to play, makes sense. Hoyland makes sense. It's all about players improving the team, but also looking like they fit into what he's doing. This is why I keep talking about players being pace and power, players being runners, players being mobile, players being athletic. That's what's needed. This is why the Mount one, I'm like, you could have got someone so much better, but that's a whole different conversation. What are your thoughts on Bruno as captain? My only concern is that he always goes against big sides away from home. He always goes against big sides away from home because he's just not very good. But in regards to him as captaincy, I'm not really too fussed. I'm not really too fussed about him as captain because Martinez, Casemiro, Varane, they all display captain-like attributes anyway. And I keep saying this, if you're a captain, you're going to display those attributes regardless, whether you got the armband or not. All the great captains Manchester United have had in the past were all captain-like before they got the armband. The likes of Roy Keane, Gary Neville, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, Patrice Evra. Go back further, Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister, Paul Ince, Brian Robson. The list goes on. They all displayed captain-like attributes. Not like they got the armband and all of a sudden they were different. So that's why I don't worry too much about the captaincy. Bruno just needs to improve his overall game. Yeah, Kaneki, I hear this. We need 3 midfielders. I hear this. But that's not including... Because with 7, yeah, I said 7. And we've got 4 currently right now in Mount, Bruno, Casemiro, Ericsson. So 7's about right, 6 to 7. Joshua says Sancho do or die season. Is it do or die season for him? I don't think it is because I don't think he can turn it around. So to me, it's kind of like, I'm done defending you. And he's not going to get game time. Where does Sancho get game time? With the Mount signing, that shows we're moving away from like the 4-2-3-1 to me, and we're going to play 4-3-3. So it's going to be a 6 and 2 8s. Sancho's not a midfielder, so he's not going to play as no 8. Then you've got Rashford, who's going to play from the left. You've got Anthony, who's going to play from the right. And you have a new striker, whoever that's going to be, who's going to play down the middle. Where is Sancho getting game time consistently to turn his form around? You got Garnacho, who also plays from the left as backup to Rashford. You've got potentially Diallo on the right. You've got Palestri on the right. You have another striker, and it doesn't seem Ten Hag's going to play Sancho as a false 9. Where does he play? This is why I've said if we get a good offer for Sancho, I'd move him on. And he's super talented, people. I think Sancho is super talented. But just being talented is not enough. I think it's just the wrong team in the wrong league at the wrong time. This is the ultimate pace and power league. It's the ultimate. Mine is Harry Kane, who's the last of a dying breed. When you look at all the best attackers in this league, they all have that in common. They all have pace and power. I've been banging on about this for months, and that's just what it is. This is why you see João Felix, who is another player who's supremely talented, come over here and struggle and put up Timo Werner numbers at Chelsea. And he's quadruple the player Timo Werner is. So why is he putting up Timo Werner numbers? Why did he get more red cards than assists? Pace and power league, people. Kinaki says Bruno and Mount don't count, and Ericsson is old, so we need 3 midfielders. Yeah, 3 midfielders, they count because they're midfielders. They're just not very good. But I hear your point. Flawless, I mean, do you think Ten Hag will switch up how the team plays in terms of creating and scoring more goals with the current squad and with additions coming in? Yes, I think we're going... The pace is going to be much more quicker in terms of build-up. We're going to be much more direct. We're going to be much more cutthroat in terms of we playing basketball. For anyone that's watched basketball, like basketball is up and down the court very quick. I think we're going to be up and down the pitch very, very quick. Because when you look at what's around, everybody's mobile. Everybody is mobile. And with Onana, he can play long passes out from the back as well. So that helps us get up the pitch. But Casemiro can run, Mount can run, Bruno can run, Anthony can run, Rashford can run. Let's say it's a Højlund, he can run as well. So our front 6, so to speak, are all runners. Now, if you add Malacia at left back, he can run if it's him. Wan-Bissaka at right back, he can run. Martinez and Varane, they can both run as well. So it's runners. And I have no issue with the runners thing. It's not a problem whatsoever. I have zero issue with it. Zero. Boss Robo said, like what Rance was saying, Ten Hag making us a P&P team and his signings tell us that. Yeah, and I have no issue with that. My biggest issue with it, again, is why go get Mount? You could have went and got someone who's genuinely pace and power and athletic, not just a runner. Do you still want Kane for 100 million, Flawless? RJ, let me know when I wanted Kane for 100 million. When did I ever say that? Haldane says, Sancho probably won't be a starter unless he fixes up and plays better. Hope it works for him here, but if we move him on, I wouldn't mind as long as he's outside the Premier League. I think we would move him on outside the Premier League, and I think he'd be successful. But I'm done defending him. I'm done. Big up to, is this, I can't even pronounce your name, but big up to you. I just call you AG. Says, with all the takeover uncertainty, I'm hoping Kobe Mino, Max, and Amad Diallo have a big preseason in case we just can't bring in more midfielders. We can definitely bring in more midfielders. And this is it, Kingsley. I agree, in particular with the first part. I think Sancho's problem is he isn't explosive enough or aggressive in attacking. And the reason why I don't blame him for that, because that's not his game. He's never been explosive. He's never been aggressive. He's a link-up player. He's a link-up winger. These two things have never been his game. He's never been intense. Like, that's never been Jadon Sancho's game. But you need to have that in the Premier League in particular. It's just unfortunate. Lemmy says, from Hamburg says, if you don't sell McTominay and Fred, do you think another midfielder is coming in? Yes. I think another midfielder is coming in regardless. Yeah. Because he's shown he don't rate McTominay and Fred. Shikar says, I agree, Flawless. Sancho can't keep up with the pace of the league. He can't beat a man on any day, though. And he does have decent dribbling. He ain't going to bench Rashford, though, or even play as a central attacking midfielder. Yeah, because we've gone away from even playing as a central attacking midfielders with the Mount signing. Like, are you excited for the style of football next season? Excited is the wrong word. I am intrigued. That's what I'd say, Jesse. I'm interested to see how it looks. I'm intrigued. Is it a bit too dark? No, see how the sun just gone down quick. Let me turn on the... It's gone down quick. There we go. That's better. The light just disappeared, man, from outside. Just disappeared expeditiously. That's all good, RJ. I just don't remember saying that about Harry Kane. AG says a double pivot of Casemiro and Amrabat is needed for the big away games that we did so poorly in last season. That's why I want Amrabat or somebody like him. This is why I want a Casemiro-like player. But when we go away to the HAG and we go away to the Emirates and we go away to Anfield, he can play those two in there. And if Fred's still here or the Fred replacement alongside Fred, go play those three. And then play Bruno wide right or play Mount wide right and just have more defensive solidity. We can't just be getting swept. We just can't be getting moved to away from home. It was too easy. You can't be going and conceding 7 at Anfield, 6 at the Etihad, 3 at the Emirates. And even the 3 at the Emirates, we was all over, not all over the place, but defensively, we were just not with it. That needs to be better. Ten Hag needs to change his approach in these big away games. Go and stink up the gym. Go and stink up the gym. That's what I need man to do. Before we continue, let's bump up the likes, people. Right, we're at 49 likes and just 49 people in the building. Hey, big up to you lot, man. Big up to you lot, real ones. I'm telling you lot. Big up to you lot. Let's get up to 50 likes. Let's hit the subscribe button as well. I'm gonna double check, and don't forget, link for the membership is in the pinned comment. Continue to get your questions in as well, please. Just please keep them Manchester United related, and if you super chat, I will get straight to it as well. Let me actually check if you've actually had any new subscribers, because there's 50 of you lot in here. I know everybody has not hit that subscribe button. And we're still on 7,150. Hit that subscribe button. Pay the toll when you enter the city of Sarcasm. Pay the tax, people, and it's free. All I need you lot to do is hit the like button, share across the socials, and subscribe to the channel. They're the only free things that need you lot to do. Big up to Star-Lord as well. Like Lemmy from Hamburg says, hit the likes, people. Boss Robo says, we just need to get new owners in. Glazers messed up this window. I agree. Good to see so many new names in the chat as well, new usernames, new avis, all that good stuff. Players like Sancho, Anthony will only shine once we are dominating possession, which is why Amrabat and Onana are so important. I do agree to an extent that having more possession helps the likes of Sancho and Anthony, but I think having more possession helps all of our attackers because they'll just get more of the ball and they get more opportunity to create things and score goals. Well, yeah, I think in certain games we will, because in certain games we did dominate possession. And I think even with this team, even though he's going more of the kick and run style, and when I say kick and run, that's not a shot, people. That's not a shot at Ten Hag or the style whatsoever. Yeah. I'm fully backing the manager. Whatever style he wants to go with, cool. Just go get the best personnel for it. But I think Anthony may surprise people this season. But I need to see a lot more from Anthony because I've seen enough. I always give players the first season. And for me to write you off the second season, you must have been absolutely horrendous and shown me pretty much nothing in the first season. So I seen enough from Anthony, but one, you got to get on the pitch more. I think he only played like 23, 24, 25 matches. Not enough. So I need at least 10 more games. You got to be playing 34, 35 league matches. And then you got to be producing more in terms of stats. I need more goals and assists. And I need more from your overall play as well with Anthony. Very much how I look at Malassi. Obviously, take out the goals and assists, take out the pressure because he was only 12 million. I need to see more from Malassi on the ball. Defensively, I trust him. But that's on Ten Hag to play him week in, week out. I'm not trying to see Luke Shaw at left back. We've seen that. I've have zero attachment to any of these players who were here before Ten Hag. I don't even have attachment to the players who Ten Hag brought in. Perform. That's what I need. Perform. That's why, like, we've seen Luke Shaw at left back. Moving on, we've seen De Gea in goal. We know what we're getting. Wan-Bissaka, even though he improved, we know what we're getting from him at right back. Dalot's been here long enough. We know what we're getting. Fred, McTominay, Bruno, we know what we're getting. Martial, Sancho, they've been here long enough now. We know what we're getting. These players are not good enough. Not been good enough, man. Oh, yeah, Jesse, of course, I like this. Amrabat, Casemiro, Varane, Martinez would be strong for a defense. Absolutely. That's why it's important we go and get that Casemiro-like player, like an Amrabat or somebody else. Go get a combative, destructive midfielder who's mobile. If you had to keep one out of McTominay or Fred, who you picking? Neither Star-Lord. Both got to go. Kid Kenchi says we need someone to be able to pick up the ball from the defense and also keep the ball. I don't think that's the route we're going. We're not trying to get anybody to keep the ball and move it. We're going much more direct. We're going back to front extremely quickly. This is transition ball that is finding, or if it's not transition, this is just get the ball forward. We're not trying to play with the midfield. We are not trying to play through the midfield and get the ball into Casemiro and Mount and Bruno, and even maybe when Eriksen plays, it might change a little bit, but that's not the plan. Let's get the ball direct to Rashford, to Anthony, to Sancho, to Diallo, to Garnacho, to Palestri, to Højlund, to the strikers as well. This is move expeditiously. Hey, it's all good, man. Man said been sub for like 2 years, but not been texting, bro. Well, it's good to have you in the chat, but I appreciate that because I know there's a lot of people who will be like that, who have just subbed and just watch and don't be in the comment section. That's fine. However, you don't want to enjoy the Sarcasm City TV content, that is absolutely fine. Just please make sure you bump up the likes, share, and hit the subscribe button. That's all I ask. So, man, much appreciated to you, Robo Courts. Lemmy from Hamburg says, is there a place in the team for Martial still? No, there's not. Andre Onana to Manchester United from Inter for 55 million euros is at the final stage. Contract until 2028, 7 million a year. And that's from, is that Nico Shearer? Okay. Can't even pronounce that, but let's hope that's true. Kid Kenchi says he ain't going kick and run. He's sorting out of possession first. I hate the Mount signing, but that's what it shows. The reason why I disagree with this is because the team we have does not. These ain't ballers who retain the ball well. Who are the possession-based footballers in our side? Who are they? Like when you look at our team, all right, Martinez and Varane, Onana, cool. Martinez and Varane, cool. Malacia, no. Wan-Bissaka, no. Shaw to an extent. Casemiro, yes, to an extent. Mount, no. Bruno, no. Rashford, no. Depends on who the striker is. And Højlund is not even a drop deep and get involved striker. Him, no. So that's why I think it's definitely a kick and run thing. Doesn't mean we won't switch up and play an Eriksen in there if we do sign an Amrabat, etc. If Sancho's playing certain games and Anthony's in the mix as well. Maybe if Martial plays, that's more. But we know his first choice. Any team whose first choice midfield is Casemiro, Bruno, Mount, is not trying to play possession-based football. Because you can have a team that works hard out of possession and presses, but then keeps the ball. Well, Manchester City are like that. They work extremely hard off the ball. They press extremely well at times, but they also keep the ball well. Arsenal, as much as I get onto Arsenal, I like that. They work extremely hard off the ball and press well. But Arteta has them as a possession-based side. Ten Hag's going away from that. And again, I have no issue with it. Let me just reiterate that. This is not a criticism of that whatsoever. That's his style. That's what he's going to go with. I've mentioned this, Jesse. I agree with this. He says, but the thing is, Wan-Bissaka is effective in them superstar matchups such as Vinicius Jr. That's why I've said, and I said it yesterday, I would keep Wan-Bissaka. The reason why I would keep Wan-Bissaka is for these matchups. He's a specialist. If we're going away to the Bernabeu and playing Real Madrid, if we're away at PSG, if we're away at City, if we're away at Bayern Munich, where we're facing quality attackers and are going to have less of the ball, Wan-Bissaka is who I want playing. But that's rare. That's 4 or 5 teams, and even in the Premier League. If we're playing away at City, play Wan-Bissaka. Away to Liverpool, play Wan-Bissaka. Away at Arsenal, play Wan-Bissaka. 110%. But that's 4 matches out of 38 is when we're at home to Brentford, at home to Fulham, when we're at home to the vast majority of teams, or even away to the vast majority of teams. I'm not really trying to see Wan-Bissaka there. I'm not. Another thing, Amrabat will allow Casemiro to move further up the pitch, a bit more into an attacking area, and I want to see more of that next season. Definitely an option. Definitely an option. Definitely. Kid Kenchi says, Amrabat, Onana, Casemiro, Lisandro Martinez, Shaw, Varane going back to front. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. And it could work. Could work. Haldane, I do agree with this. He says, I'd keep Wan-Bissaka and sell Dalot, but we gave him a 5-year contract. So I'd focus on getting another left back and have Shaw as backup to Lisandro Martinez. I do agree with this in terms of I would keep Wan-Bissaka. I would have sold Dalot, even though I like Dalot. I'm a fan of Dalot. He's good at everything, but great at nothing. So it's like you don't excel at anything, but you're good at everything. You're 6 and 7 out of 10 out of pretty much everything, both defensively and offensively as well. So I look at it and go, I would move you on. And I would sign a new left back and a new right back if I had my way. That's just me, though. But I want to see Malacia get his shot because we need to see how good you are. I would throw Malacia in the deep end. You've had a season. We've seen enough. You've played, like I said, you've played there a season. You're, you know what I'm saying, accustomed to the league. You have the raw attributes. Defensively, you're good. I'd play him. He would be my starting left back. Luke Shaw would be backup. We've seen Luke Shaw. We know what we're getting. Malacia is now the unknown. And guess what? If Malacia is not good enough, we go get another left back, which we need anyway, to be honest. Because Malacia is definitely good enough to be backup. He's definitely good enough as a squad player. 12 million is still. I have no issue with seeing Malacia in the side. Before we continue, let's bump up these likes. We're over 50. Where we at? 56 likes. Girls up to 60 likes, people. Girls up to 60 likes, people. Girls up to 60 likes. And also subscribe to the channel if you are indeed new as well. Continue to get your questions in as well. Please just keep them Manchester United related. We do have Doing the Most at midnight, which is the transfer show, mainly Premier League. But we talk big transfers outside the Premier League as well. So that's when I get to everything outside of Manchester United as well. We're at 7,152, looking for 3 more subscribers. Get us to 7,150 people. Get us to 7,150. Yes, I hear you. I'm saying, AG, I hear you in regards to the mid. We know the levels of them 2008 teams. We know we need to improve 100%, without doubt. Do you have an FPL league? No, I don't run FPL. No. Big up to Malcolm as well. Big up Jacob says, big up Flawless. Good to see you basking in the light, my man. Big up. Emma says, I think we're going to do pass and move and be incredibly... Wait, what? Oh yeah, you're a female, so you can say this, but yeah, I think we're going to do pass and move and be incredibly stiff. Pause half of the season just to get it stuck in our heads. There was quite a few games last season where we was like that in periods. I can see that. And when I see us passing and moving, I don't think it's going to be short passing. I think it's going to be much more direct. You know, when you play Football Manager, people, for those that do, and you can change the passing of the team, and you've got short, long, direct. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Yeah, short, long, direct. They're the three that I can remember when I was playing FM anyway, because I play old school FMs. So I think we're going to be very direct. There's not going to be like slow build up. I think it'll be very direct and very quick. That's what I think we're going to go with. Hey, Emma, it had to be said. You can say that, but I had to, innit? Like, I had to. Because I read what you said and I was like, whoa. And I remember I was like, oh, it's a female saying this. All right. Yeah, mixed. That's the other one. Yeah. I forgot. I knew there was another one. Mixed. They're the four. I don't think there's another one, right? A Football Manager. Kid Kenchi says, facts, we will see the season where our fullbacks are poor because Leacher, Varane, and Onana passing out the back won't be a problem. I don't expect them to be on the ball. Our fullbacks ain't getting the ball. They may get the ball like high up the pitch, but our fullbacks are not getting the ball, I don't think, in the defensive third or the middle third. They runners. Wan-Bissaka, Malacia on your bike. Like, they are just it's going to be a lot of running. I think we are going to be high in the distance covered. I don't know if we'll be top, but we'll definitely be high in it overall. And I think either out of possession or in possession will top the list. Or if we don't top the list, we're going to be top 2 in terms of in possession or out of possession. Someone remind me I said this because I'll probably forget. Jesse said, so we'll be playing more central then. No, I don't think we'll be playing more central. I just don't see our fullbacks getting the ball like that. Maybe, like I said, in the final third, they will. But because we're going to be going quickly up the pitch, very direct, them getting up the pitch is going to be tough. Like in terms of them getting up the pitch to get on the ball. RJ, I hope you're right about Malacia balling out. I hope so. Kim Min Jae to Bayern. Do you see? I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Jacob laughing about me saying that pause for Emma's Conner. That's funny. Like, I give myself joke. I'm sorry, innit? That's funny. Like, that's funny from me. Kim Min Jae going to Bayern. Do you need another centre back? And who do you like? We definitely need another centre back, in my opinion, because I don't want Lindelof as the backup to Varane, even though he improved last season. And I was not waxing lyrical, that's too tough. But I was giving him his credit and giving him his plaudits because he actually played well to an extent. We need an improvement. I would go with Bella Kotchap. Or if not him and his profile. Like, I like Bella Kotchap. I watched him a few times for Southampton. And he'd be cheap. He's in the Championship. He's played in the Premier League. He's been capped for Germany. I wish Jez was here because Jez would be able to tell me more. But I swear he's been capped for Germany because I swear he played in the Nations League. I could be wrong. So, yeah, I'm all for that in regards to a Bella Kotchap. And if it's not him, that profile, someone who's quick, mobile, strong, 6 foot plus, good in the air, technically decent, at the age where they can improve, like 23 and under. Can be an understudy to Varane, can learn from Varane, can learn from Martinez, learn from Luke Shaw, etc. Learn from Onana as well. So learn from the likes of Casemiro. So that's who I would go with. So yes, we definitely need to go get a centre back, and it wouldn't be expensive. I don't even think the Axel Diassi, the rumored valuation is not even that much. I'm saying, yeah, you would know. Yeah. Big up Ram. I'm saying, yeah, he has a thought so. Well, big up to my guy Ram every single time you can catch on the United Liverpool show here every Tuesday midnight. The ManDem United Analysis at Anfield podcasts. You know what I'm saying? That crossover right there. Let's see what else you lot are saying. Yeah, man, Kid Kenchi FM. That's what it is. Get on your bike. Like, that's what it's gonna be. Is this Max 1? Well, I thought you was trying to trick me with the name. He said, so remember when we played Bruno off the right and off the left, our midfield got overrun. Now we're mounting a team, we can do that and not fall short. When did this happen? When did we play Bruno off the right and our midfield got overrun? When did this happen? I missed this. Because I've seen our midfield get overrun with Bruno playing central. So what game was this that our midfield got overrun? I don't think our midfield ever gets overrun. I think it just lacks quality. That's what it is. I don't think it's an overrun thing. Our midfield's just not very good. You know what I'm saying? A strong pause, Ram, but big up, appreciate it. Yeah, I shouldn't have brought you and Saint together on the same stream, but here we are. Bad idea. It seemed great at the time, but you know, these Liverpool duns. Yo, why has my itch just changed? The zoom just on? We got back to 100%. There we go. AG says we're linked with Musa Diaby, but I feel like he needs to make that Gareth Bale switch from fullback, wing back to right wing. So if we got him, I'd start him ahead of Anthony because he's lethal in the final third. I don't know anything about Musa Diaby, so I can't even comment. Have we been linked to him? Have we been linked to him? I don't know. Yes, Ram. Big pause. Big pause. Oh, geez. You know why I'm laughing, people? Because it just reminds me of what Saeed said yesterday. Yo, that's a big pause as well. You know, like... To James, he says, how do you see Onana and Maguire? I think it's worrying. Why is it worrying? I'm lost. Why is Onana and Maguire worrying? Like, Maguire's not going to play. So I'm lost as to why it's worrying. Maguire's not first choice. He's not even second choice. What are we doing here? Anyway, continue to get your questions in. We've hit 60 likes, people. Big up. We've hit 60 likes. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're aiming for 5 new subs by the end of the stream, people. Well, during the stream, I should say, not even by the end of the stream. We're at 7,152. We're looking for 3 new subscribers. I know there's at least 3 of you lot who have not hit the subscribe button. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Make sure you hit the notification bell for every single stream as well. I've already updated the live stream schedule. So from now all the way up until Sunday, you know, all the shows that are coming up here on the YouTube, you know, all the shows that are coming up on the Twitch as well. Make sure you follow at Sarcasm City TV on Twitch, because if you are a Sarcasm City TV fan, then you are not getting all of the content. You're not getting all of the Sarcasm City TV content you could, because it's different content. It's not the same. It's like BBC One, BBC Two, Sky Sports News, Sky Sports Main Event. It's not the same content, people. So make sure you follow the Twitch. You download the app for free. Same way you have the YouTube app, you download the Twitch app for free, sign up for free. And the same way you watch and comment here on the YouTube is the same on the Twitch as well. And on top of that, we're also on audio platforms as well. So this show and all the other shows on the YouTube channel, apart from Watch Alongs, are available in audio-only platforms, people. On audio-only platforms. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV and it will pop up. Because you might want to listen while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, while you're working, while you're on your way to work. You might be at the gym, or you might just not want to have the YouTube app open. You might prefer to listen on audio-only platforms, which is cool, people. So I'll drop the links for these in the chat as well. And get your questions in, people. Close out in the next 15 to 20 minutes or so. I'm going to drop the links to the SoundCloud, the Spotify, the iTunes in there as well. Always a lot going on, people. Thank you very much. You're a star. Oh, yeah. What else are you lot saying as well? Big up. I'm saying, I like everyone who's listening on the audio platforms as well. I don't shout you lot out enough. So big up. You know what I'm saying? Every single time. Big up. What else have I not discussed? Harry Maguire. We've had Onana. Fred leaving. Which I can't believe is a conversation. Why is Fred leaving? And come people like, oh, we shouldn't let go of Fred. Why? Can someone explain that to me? Why are we not letting go of Fred? Why? What's going on? What are we doing to the point that we're not letting go of Fred? And I'm a fan of Fred. He has his uses. He's had good games. But is he good enough for where Manchester United are trying to go? No. He shouldn't be a first team, or he shouldn't even be a backup to the first team. What are we doing? What's going on? What are we doing, people? Like, I don't get it. Somebody please explain to me in the chat, like, why we want to hold on to Fred, why we want to hold on to a Martial, why we want to hold on to a Sancho. For those that are saying why we want to hold on to a McTominay, I understand there's a hierarchy of players people want to let go first. Like Maguire tops a lot of people's lists, but it's not just Maguire. Like the likes of Tellez, Eric Bailly, Brandon Williams, etc., etc. Like, it's time to move on all these guys. Like, what are we doing? It's time to move on all these, man. Like, sorry for crunching down the mic, people. Man's hungry though. My apologies. But we move. Let's see, did I miss any questions as well? Let's see what's going on. Oh, if you're not writing comments, I can't see you know. Has the YouTube thing stopped working? What's going on? I know it's still live because it's still on. But you lot are like me, you don't show up. So what's going on? Has the working? Is YouTube algorithm down? Let's see what's what. Well, all of a sudden, comments have stopped rolling in. Like, what's going on? Let me check this. See this. This is the life of a content creator, people. Because I've got it on the screen and it's still on. So let me see what's going on. Let me see. Because all of a sudden, all of you lot just show up at the same time. That's rare. That's very rare. Extremely rare. Let me see if I can write a comment and see if it pops up on the screen. Actually, get the likes up. Let me see. As if not, I'm a duck. You know what I'm saying? And eat my toast. That's what I'm gonna do. Let me see if it pops up. I just wrote a comment. Ah, shit. Yeah, the service is currently unavailable. What's going on? Mad. What's going on? Yeah, because I just wrote a comment in the in the comment section. They're saying the service is unavailable. YouTube down. What is going on? Yeah. YouTube is like, what is happening here? Hopefully it switches up. Yeah, it's down. Let me have a look. If not, I'll have to just end the stream here. YouTube needs to pattern up. What's going on? Needs to pattern up. I just wrote a comment. I was thinking, why is it all going quiet at the same time? What's happening? Let me see, is YouTube down? Let me check. Yeah, it's still on my screen. According to this. Yeah, what is going on? It's down. But anyway, like I said, I think I discussed everything. Harry Maguire, Onana, hopefully that deal gets done. Disgruntled bloggers in the chat. There we go. We're back up and running now. Get your questions in, people. Yeah, you can chat. All right, we back. I couldn't chat because I've dropped comments from my account in the comment section and it didn't pop up. So Disgruntled blogger, shout out to Dave, actually. That's my guy as well. But no, I'm not ending the stream. So I know I've made it. I know Dave. You know what I'm saying in that. RJ says, yeah, we're back. All right, we're back up and running, people. Just subbed, had to wait 5 minutes. Yeah, that's just to stop trolls and stuff. That's all it is. That's a wild name as well. That's what is the I'll just call you HF because that's a wild name. Imran says L for YouTube. RJ says flawless. You low key look like Rashford with a beard. I look nothing like Rashford, but big up, I suppose. Leitra and Ma are already best mates. Yeah, he's probably a nice guy. Disgruntled blogger says it worked though. Your jokes. Grace says, hey, 2008 era was my favorite as a United fan. What player would you have bought into it to make it better? I would love to have seen Samuel Eto'o. Oh, who would I have signed at that time? I have to have a thing. I can't remember. Who I would have liked at that time. Probably a midfielder of some sort. RJ says, pardon me. Says, would you have taken Vlahovic? No. I mean, would you take Vlahovic? No, I'm not trying to see Vlahovic. He reminds me of Kane in terms of his style. That's that old school that more old school number 9 style. And yeah, I know Kane drops it deep and will pick up the ball but yo, them non-mobile strikers ain't it no more, man. It's a pace and power game. That's why I'm not really trying to see Vlahovic at Manchester United. Not in the slightest. Like, no, I'm not with it whatsoever. I'm not. I'm closing out in the next 10 minutes or so, people. Closing out in the next 10. AG says Fred and Martial are in the last year of their contracts and we need to upgrade /cash. I didn't know they were both in the last year of their deals. I believe Fred will be moved on. It seems that way because there's been interest from Fulham. There's been interest from clubs in Saudi Arabia. I didn't know Martial was in the last year of his deal. As long as he's not here next season, cool. If we can't get money for him, don't sign him to a new deal. Like the hair, bye. You know what I'm saying? Bye. Like, that's what we got to be cutthroat. Jack says Vlahovic owns only one more goal than Højlund this year in the league because he was banging in goals before he moved, right? I bet if I check his record, he was like, before he moved to Juventus, I believe, was it Fiorentina? He had a great goal scoring record and then he went Juventus and the goals dried up. Obviously, I don't watch Serie A to know exactly like that what's going on. He is only 23 though. But I'm just like, these non-mobile strikers are not it, especially the way we're trying to play. Let's have a look. Yeah, because when he was at Fiorentina, he scored 21 goals in 37 games. Then he got 17 in 21. That's in the league. Then he went Juventus, got 7 in 15, which isn't a bad return, actually. That's 1 every 2 pretty much, just over. And then he got 10 in 27. So he knows where the goal is. Goal scoring is not his problem. Vlahovic is for like, if we were to sign him, yeah, but I just think there's better options. Oh, yeah, people say it's because of Allegri ball. All right, Fez. This Gruno blogger says, if you know this club like we do, Fred and Martial will see the end of their contracts and leave on a free. Cool. These men leave on a free. That's absolutely fine. I have no issue with that. We don't necessarily need to get money. I'd prefer them to be sold this summer and to be moved on. But that's like De Gea. As long as they get moved on and moved out, cool. Not good enough, man. It's time to start again. Blow it up, start again. Blow the team up, start again. Like, that's where we have to be. And when I say that, I'm talking about players who were here before the 10 HAG ring. Only player I'm trying to see stays before that is Rashford, really. In the first team, Wan-Bissaka as a squad player. Other than that, yeah, Luke Shaw as a again, squad player. Other than that, I'm trying to think, is there anyone else? Nah, that was playing, no. Jesse says, why get rid of Fred? Is you asking me? Because he's not good enough. That's why. That's why it's time to get rid of Fred. How long has he been here? How many good seasons has Fred had? Oh, yeah, Varane, of course, RSV. Let me not forget Varane. Jack says we will buy Amrabat only if we sell players. Hey, it's time to sell players then. It's time to move him on. Grace says Vlahovic is a good player. He just plays in the defensive Juve team. All right, that's fair enough. I can't see us selling Martial and Bailly, which clubs would want such injury-prone players. You can move them on because they're not expensive, in particular, Bailly. That's why we were able to move him out on loan. Somebody will buy Bailly. Because what's he going to cost? 2 million, 5 million, something like that? Martial's a bit tougher because he's on big wages. That makes it tougher. I want more minutes from Palestri. He's more mature and tidy. I think Palestri will get his chance. And I like from what I've seen from Palestri, and I think he will. RSV says if PSG submit an offer for like over 80 million pounds, I'd take it. Rashford is only pace and power, but offers nothing in the build-up and isn't technically gifted. I disagree. He offers nothing in the build-up, even though that's not his game. I don't really need you offering too much in the build-up. He offers in the build-up his space for others because teams will drop off because Rashford's playing. We seen it last season. He was our only attacker that did anything of note. He carried our attack. On his back. So for all his deficiencies, I can't criticize him because not only did he get goals and assists, he was also good for the team overall. That was the best season. The best season he's had for us was this season just gone, in my opinion. He just now needs to replicate it again. You need to put that back to back. He was impressive. Very impressive. And this is a player this time last season I wanted gone. I was like, there's no way back for him. And he turned it around. And I'm over the moon that he turned it around. Jack says, I think this is going to be a big season for Mano. He looks well built now. I see him getting a lot of game time. I don't see him getting a lot of game time whatsoever. I really, really don't. You've got Casemiro, you've got Bruno, you've got Mount, you've got Ericsson, you've got another midfielder potentially coming in, which I think we will sign. Because I see Fred and or McTominay both leaving. Well, and or McTominay leaving. So that's two in the gap. We're not going to see them. Same way we didn't see Zidane Iqbal, we're not going to see Kobe Mano. We ain't seeing no youth players, I don't think, down the spine of the team. We're not seeing no centre backs. We ain't seeing no central midfielders, attacking or defensive. And we're not seeing no strikers either. It's not happening. I don't think so. United's problem was Rashford masked the team's inability to score goals without him in the side. That's how much he offers. I don't understand the criticism of somebody who carried our attack. And not only did he carry our attack, he carried our attack in a good season. Like for the team, exceeded all my expectations. Zimprin says Donny leaving too. Yeah, how can we forget Donny? So you got Donny, you got McTominay, you got Fred all potentially leaving. I don't see Kobe Mino getting game time. I really, really don't. Grace says, we have so many youngsters who come back from loans who clearly won't get into the first team. They need to be moved on or loaned out again. Depends on if Ten Hag wants how he wants to use them. If it's a Garnacho or Palestri, for example, like that. A Diallo coming back into the fold, maybe. Yeah, I agree. Holly. I don't understand the Rashford. I don't understand the Rashford criticism. I won't say, hey, I don't get it. He carried our attack, played well, team was successful, won a trophy, finished third, reached the FA Cup final. And he was the main point of that. Like I said, he was our best attacker, clearly. Behind him, Garnacho. He also played out of position and still performed because we all know he's not a striker. I don't get it. That's just me, though. I don't understand the Rashford criticism from the season just gone. I really don't. We need two young strikers. I like Kane, but Levy is annoying, and we've gone down that road of signing big-name strikers at the latter end of their careers. Falcao, Cavani, Zlatan, Van Persie, etc. Disagree with the last point. Van Persie was a brilliant signing. Van Persie was an absolutely exceptional signing. If we don't sign him, we don't win the league. However, we do need, I would prefer a senior striker and two youngers. That's what I would like. Go get an Ivan Toney, for example, who I believe is like 26. Get a Højlund, who's, I think, is early 20s, 21. And then go get someone who's 20, 21, or even a teenager. And then that should be your three. And you would have Toney in the first choice. You have Højlund backing him up. And then you have a teenager backing those two up. That's what I think it is. Yeah, Van Persie was world-class signing. Yeah, absolutely. RSV says, my only concern is that Rashford's decision-making is quite atrocious as he doesn't have much IQ. He also doesn't track back often. The tracking back, I disagree with he doesn't have much IQ. You don't score that many goals on accident. You don't. One thing that people only associate IQ with on the ball. There's also off the ball IQ. So in terms of making runs, which Rashford does really well, in terms of one, timing the runs, and two, making the correct runs. So whether he's inverting his run, whether he's going down the outside, like whether he's starting central and then drifting wide, or whether he's starting left and going way central, like no. So this whole thing about Rashford doesn't have IQ is ridiculous. And decision making, I disagree. I don't think it's atrocious. RSV, I just don't think you like. I just don't think you like Rashford because I don't understand this criticism of him whatsoever. If he's this bad, how do you get this much? How do you get this much GNA? How do you impact the team so much? How do you carry an attack if he's that bad? It's not like a Bruno doing it and we didn't do anything, or a Ronaldo doing it and we didn't. We actually succeeded. Take him out of the attack, we don't succeed. I really don't understand this criticism. I just don't think you like him. But to say he doesn't have much IQ is just plain incorrect. Jesse says, when was our last exceptional signing flawless? Casemiro, Martinez. They were our last two exceptional signings to me because they made exceptional impacts. But again, disgruntled blogger, I don't understand the criticism of Rashford. Tracking back to an extent, I hear that. That's the criticism. I'm like, fair dues. But I don't get how he got gassed and turned into Salah. How did that happen? How did he get gassed and turned into Salah? Someone, please, disgruntled blogger, please explain to me that. I'm lost. What are we talking about? Rashford scored big goals at big moments, like big games as well. If he had the season he had last season, so if he had the season, it'd be 21-22. Yeah. If he had the season he had 21-22, I'd hear the criticism. I was critical of him. That 21-22 season, I was super critical of him, and rightfully so, because he was shocking. But he turned it around. What more could we ask? What more could Rashford give us? By himself. Because he's playing with attackers we don't rate. We don't rate Bruno. We don't rate Martial. We don't rate Weghorst. We're unsure on Anthony. Garnacho's 18. And when Garnacho's playing, he's playing out of position. Palestri's young. We barely seen him. So he's playing with all these attackers we don't rate. He was putting in performances. He was getting goals. He was getting assists. He was impacting games. What more could Rashford have done? And we all agree he's not world class. I'm in that bracket. He's not world class. So what more could he have done? I really don't understand I don't get the criticism of Rashford. I think some people just don't like Rashford, which is cool. I just don't get it personally. He performed last season. That's a fact. But I don't get certain things. Yeah, he was our go-to man last season. Yeah, like he was. I hear you, disgruntled blogger. Yeah, that's the criticism I heard was him not tracking back. I hear that. That's it though. This whole, he got gassed. How did he get gassed? Just because he wasn't tracking the man doesn't mean he didn't get gassed. No, he just wasn't tracking him. He didn't track his man the season before. He wasn't gassed then. What are we talking about? He wasn't thinking he was Salah then. Like, he just didn't track his man. That's never been a great part of Rashford's game. I've never seen him and been like, yo, he helps out his fullback so well. Even in the 21-22 season when he was shocking. So it's nothing to do with his form going the other way. Like I said, people just don't like Rashford, and I don't get it. I really don't. He's also technically gifted and can't really create his chances. He's not technically gifted, but you don't need to be technically gifted to score goals. Haaland's broke every record known. I wouldn't put Haaland in the technically gifted. He's technically good. We got words matter here. You know what I'm saying? In that Haaland is not technically gifted, and he broke every goal scoring record known to man. You don't have to be technically gifted. Salah is not technically gifted. What are we doing here? See, this is where we go over the top. That's preference. There isn't many players attacking players in the Premier League who are technically gifted. Mahrez is technically gifted. That's someone who you say, yo, you're gifted from a technical aspect. What I'm saying, Rashford is not technically gifted. No, but many players are not technically gifted. Like I said, Haaland broke every record known to man, and he's not technically gifted. He's technically good, but gifted, no. Absolutely not. Same way with Salah, Bukayo Saka. All the best attackers in the Premier League. There's a handful of them that are technically gifted. There's a handful of players worldwide who are technically gifted. So to say, he's not technically gifted is ridiculous. And he can't create his own chances, that's a myth as well. You can definitely create his own chances because we watched him do that. Like the goal he scored against Arsenal is him creating his own chance. You know what I'm saying? I like Rashford, but we have to talk on his faults too. What we see is deep when Weghorst was doing more defensive work, and that was our 9. Disgruntled blogger, we've already said about the number 9. I mean, not about the number. I agree. We don't have to keep mentioning that he's defensively wanting. I agree with you on that. So you don't have to keep mentioning that. That I agree with. Other than that, I don't get it. Why do we have to talk on his faults, though? No, RSV, Saka is not technically gifted because technically gifted. Saka, you know who's technically gifted? Neymar. Is Saka anywhere near Neymar in terms of technical attributes? And when we say that, we're talking ball control and things of that nature. No, Saka is not technically gifted. Words matter, people. We can't just keep throwing out words. Gifted. That's rare. You know what I'm saying? That's rare. If somebody is gifted at something, go Google the definition of the word gifted. That means that's a rare thing. Saka is not technically gifted. No. Compare Saka to Neymar and then you'll see who's technically gifted. And Saka as a player, Saka's a bad boy player. As a footballer, and he's technically good, technically very good. But is he gifted? No. Haaland is technically good, but is he gifted? No. So this whole thing about, oh, Rashford's not gifted is the original point I'm making. You do not need to be technically gifted to be successful. Yeah, Rhino, exactly. Big up Rhino, my guy. Gifted gets misused like the term world class. Man are doing too much. And Rashford just had a good season. So why are we criticizing him? Rashford has a poor season and we criticize him. Rashford has a good season and we criticize him. This is just agendas. Hear what I'm saying, people. Rashford had a poor season, 21 to 22, and we criticized him, rightfully so. Rashford had a good season, this past season just gone, and we're still criticizing him. But yeah, we don't rate him. Like, I'm lost. You know what I'm saying? I'm lost. I just think you're doing too much, this disgruntled blogger. I just think you're doing too much. Same way RSV is doing too much. In terms of, oh, he's not technically gifted. Whichever one of you man said, oh, he's not technically gifted. Like, that's a fault. There's a handful of players in the Premier League who are technically gifted. A handful. Like, in terms of offensively. Mahrez is one of them. When I think about it, who else? Who else is technically gifted? I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anyone at United. I don't think there's anyone at Arsenal. Oh, yeah, Odegaard. Yeah. Would I put even Odegaard? Yeah, but I'll probably put Odegaard in there. As a midfielder, I'm talking more attackers. So in terms of strikers and wide players, it's Mahrez. If someone can let me know in the chat, let me know. Bernardo Silva, yeah. Luis Diaz, no, I wouldn't class as technically gifted. No. I don't think Diaz is Mahrez. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? We're talking attackers, people. So this is what I'm saying. Nah, I'm just going to blog. It's not about, oh, allow me. It's the criticism of Rashford just being over the top when he's just had a good season. So he has a good season, we criticize. He has a poor season, we criticize. You said it yourself. Oh, he needs to be criticized. No, he don't. Like, there's areas in his game that you can say, yeah, he needs to improve on. Cool. But to criticize, I don't get it. I disagree that Diaz is definitely technically gifted. Neymar is technically gifted. Mahrez is technically gifted. Diaz is not in the same ballpark as them, man. No. Grealish. Maybe. Is Grealish? Because Grealish is technically exceptional. Is Grealish? Yeah. Well, like I said, you man, you lot in the chat, your I can't even say you man because there's females in the chat, but your lot's definition of like gifted is different from mine. Gifted is rare. If you have a gift, that is rare. I'm sorry, I can't put a Diaz and a Saka in that boat. No, I can't. Big up to AG, who says Solskjaer, Solskjaer at Mulder offered us Haaland for 4 million, and the board said no. That's what I mean about my previous point about finding the right number 9 at the early stages of their career that can do Robin Van Persie numbers. Of course. You know what I'm saying? Of course. Like, without doubt, you would like that. Without doubt. AG, I hear you. It's about going to find not just strikers, but players in all positions before they get to that level. Before they become an 80, 90, or 100 million pound player. Like, that's where you like Caicedo, for instance. So I hear your point. Right, bump up the likes, people. I'm closing out in 5 minutes or so. Let's see how many likes we're on. We are at 76 likes, 4 more. Girls to 80 likes, people. Girls up to 80 likes. I love doing the ManDem United solo as well. Obviously, I enjoy doing the ManDem Uniteds with, what's it called? With Ivorian, with Eddie, and obviously special guests we have on as well. Right now, I'm going to shout you as well for tomorrow if you're still in the chat. I was going to shout you after this anyway, but since you're in the chat, if you're about 4:30 p.m. tomorrow, jump on my G. If not, I'll message you and we'll pattern it. I think I use the term technically gifted players because most City players are technically gifted and control the game through the midfield area. But that's different. Most of their attackers are not. Haaland is not technically gifted. Alvarez is not technically gifted. Bernardo Silva, yeah, cool. Foden, cool. Grealish, if you want to argue that, cool. But to use it as a criticism of Rashford is incorrect because their most effective attacker is not technically gifted. Haaland is not. So, like, this is what I'm saying. We're not going to do that. I don't know why, man, I'm mentioning De Jong and Pedri and stuff. What are you, man, talking about? I'm lost. No one mentioned, we're talking in particular about attacking players within the Premier League. And just this criticism of Rashford that I don't get whatsoever. I really don't, considering the season he just had. And if he has a poor season 23 to 24, we'll be here criticizing him regardless. This is agendas, people. Straight agendas. And this is from someone who wanted Rashford gone this time last season. But you turned it around. Like, what are we doing? Man, just be saying anything. Jesse says more solo live streams, bro. Hey, I'm big up, man. Yeah. I'll run more. I run them twice a week. You get it Mondays and Thursdays still. You got and the fan calling shows twice a week on the Twitch, which is technically, obviously, you got fans calling in, but it's not a solo stream, but it's just me and normally whoever the fan calling show is. Yeah, comrades, I hear you. Striker or attacker don't have to be technically gifted as long as they can end the game. That's what counts. Technique is a bonus, though. It depends on what the manager wants. That's what it is. Like, you don't have to be. If you putting up the numbers, like, you don't have to be. Does it help? Of course it helps. But in particular, the football we're trying to play, what do you need it for? Just technically be good. Just technically be sound. I don't need you to be gifted. Be sound. Which in terms of technique to an extent, you know what I'm saying? He's not gifted, he's not brilliant, but he's technically decent. Like, he's not technically bad. So yeah. We move. Yeah, Rhino. Bless up. I hit you up. Make sure you go subscribe to Rhino's channel as well. Hey, one of the mods put Rhino's the link for Rhino's channel in the comment section. Please, people, make sure you do so. Make sure you do so. Don't forget, we got Doing the Most, which is the transfer show, Premier League transfer show at midnight. We also discuss big Premier League. Who's live? Is Lewis still live? We have Raid Lewis. I can't believe man's still alive. That's crazy. I'll have to double check that he's still live once I finish. But as it was, what was I saying? Yeah, Doing the Most at midnight, people, UK time. That's like Premier League transfer show. So we're discussing Manchester United transfers, but everybody else as well. Yeah, I think that's it. That is it. Yeah, AG, I hear you about DOF and the club network. That's why it's so important to get the new owners in, because then they can help us build that infrastructure and get all of those people involved. And like the team, when I say we need a big clear out, staff, board members, everybody gotta go. Start again, everybody from the recruitment, scouting department, medical staff, all the hierarchy, DOF, everybody dealing on transfers. Everyone go. Minus the tea lady and the kit man, like everybody can go. Minus like the canteen stuff and the kit, everybody can go. It's time. You might have been failing for over a decade now. It's time. Move on. But anyway, people, we're going to close out. Let's go raid Lewis. Remind him, even though they sold Mountain Havertz, that Conor Gallagher is starting in their midfield. But love to everyone that's locked in. This has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.